Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever felt like you're facing a mountain in your life? It's an obstacle so huge, so immovable, that you just don't know how you'll ever get past it. We've all been there. Today, I want to share a powerful and encouraging message from the Bible that speaks directly to this feeling. It comes from Matthew chapter 17, verse 20, where Jesus says, "Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." Now, a mustard seed. It's tiny, almost like a speck of dust. You could hold a dozen of them in the palm of your hand. It seems insignificant, right? But Jesus chose this specific seed for a reason. It's not about the size of the seed itself, but about the life and potential locked inside it. A mustard seed, when planted and nurtured, doesn't stay small. It grows into a large tree, sometimes up to 30 feet tall, with branches strong enough for birds to come and build their nests. This tiny, seemingly powerless seed contains the blueprint for something massive and life-giving. That's the kind of faith Jesus is talking about. It's not about having a giant, perfect, unshakable faith from the start. It's about having a living, genuine faith, even if it feels small right now. The power isn't in the size of our faith, but in the object of our faith, God, who can do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine. So what are the mountains in our lives today? They might not be literal mountains of rock and earth, but they can feel just as daunting. Maybe your mountain is a long-standing personal struggle, a habit you can't seem to break. It could be the overwhelming fear of starting a new business or changing careers. Perhaps it's a broken relationship that seems impossible to mend. A wall of hurt and misunderstanding that has grown so high you can't see over it. These are the mountains we face. They cast long shadows over our lives, making us feel small and helpless. But the promise of this verse is that even a tiny seed-sized faith is enough to start the moving process. It's the starting point, the catalyst for the impossible to become possible. Think of someone who overcame a deep-seated fear to speak in public, or a couple who, through counseling and commitment, rebuilt a marriage that was on the brink of collapse. These are modern-day mountains being moved. It all started with a small step, a tiny seed of belief that things could be different. So, how do we cultivate this mustard seed of faith? How do we take that tiny speck and help it grow into a mountain-moving force? It's not a one-time event. It's a daily practice, like tending a garden. First, we need to water it with prayer. This isn't about reciting formal, complicated prayers. It's about having a simple, honest conversation with God every day. Tell Him about your fears, your hopes, your mountains. Just talking to Him strengthens that connection. Second, give it sunlight through Scripture. Spending even just a few minutes a day reading the Bible feeds your spirit and reminds you of God's promises and His faithfulness throughout history. Third, plant it in good soil through fellowship. Surround yourself with other believers who can encourage you, pray for you, and share their own stories of faith. Being part of a community makes your own faith stronger. And finally, start small. You don't have to move the biggest mountain first. Practice your faith in small ways. Trust God with your worries for the day. Take a small step towards that big goal. Each time you see God work, even in a small way, your faith grows a little stronger. Its roots go a little deeper. The message of Matthew 17:20 is one of incredible hope. It tells us that we don't need to have it all figured out. We don't need to feel like spiritual giants. We just need to start with what we have, even if it feels as small and insignificant as a mustard seed. God can take that tiny seed of genuine faith and use it to do extraordinary things in and through us. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and the moving of a mountain begins with a single seed of faith. So I want to encourage you today. Whatever mountain you're facing, don't be discouraged by the size of your faith. Instead, focus on the greatness of the God you're placing your faith in. Plant your seed, nurture it, and watch what He will do. Nothing will be impossible for you. Thanks for watching. If this message encouraged you, please give it a like and subscribe for more content like this. Go plant your seed today.